Welcome to this new add-on spotlight. In this add-on spotlight we're gonna look at the Eurofighter Typhoon EF. Currently the fighter is available for free until the 23rd of May 2021. So I'd say it's a nice gesture of the developer to make the aircraft available for free. So the aircraft comes with several liveries by default. This is the default one, and then you can see there's a bright one, and there are specific country ones, for example for the US, for Spain, for Germany. There are also some other ones like AC/DC, Camouflage Red, Ghost Tiger, and the Iron Maiden one. And yeah, multiple ones. Greece also part. I think most of them are also downloadable via Flight Simulator 2. Flight Simulator 2 only contains a few other countries like Poland, which you can use. So we select the aircraft, right? So we don't change anything on the on this weight and balance view. You can see that it also contains the failures. It's a twin-engine aircraft, and twin-engine aircraft, right? So we can, I would say, cause issues with two engines if we really want. And the aircraft is manufactured by a consortium of Airbus, BAE Systems and Leonardo. And they constructed it, and what they did is they did that under the name Eurofighter. It's also called the NATO Eurofighter. So a lot of cool things. Customizations, default ones like the tail number, etc. You can change it, but let's have a look how it really flies. To do that, we of course need to select an airport. So let's pick, well, I was initially thinking in the Netherlands, but it's currently a little bit crappy weather. So we go to Gran Canaria. It should be nice weather there. So let's have a look how that airplane flies. It goes crazy fast according to the manual, right? It's can have a maximum speed of 2 Mach, which is really a lot. Latest version of the aircraft is version 1.0, but if you go to the sim market where you can buy the aircraft for free temporarily again, then you can download both the old version and the new version. I would say again, download the new one. There are some issues with the Autopilot in specific flight simulator versions. In 1.11.5.0, which I think is the latest version of Flight Simulator. What you need to make sure is that if you change the flight model, that it's set to modern, else yeah, you can't use the aircraft correctly. So here we are, Gran Canaria Airport. So let's look first from the outside. So this is the aircraft. As you can see, it's nicely painted in green. You can see a lot of detail, and a lot of time has been spent on the details, right? You can see on this, I would say this part, you can see that there's some wear being visible. Also the, I would say, other sceneries or other pieces of the scenery are, I would say, pretty detailed. So here are the wheels. So this is the bottom of it. Also on this end, right, as you can see, it contains, I would say, some pretty detailed text. You can almost read it. You can see it looks like it's a little bit copy and pasted from something, because you can see I would say clear difference compared to the call sign here. But yeah, that's I would say fine. So once we're in the jet, you can see it's I would say very detailed cockpit. Well, let me go into the other view. So it contains 2 screens, on the left one and on the right one, and in the center one. The center one is, I would say, the compass, where you can see the airspeed but also the altitude. And here you've got different other options, like you can look at the checklist, although it's really small. So it might be hard to read, but as you can see here, it now shows the checklist. Computer, engine start procedure, not sure what it is. Oh, here it describes how you can do that. So it says computer, and then it shows you which buttons you need to enable if you want to do a cold start, right? But since we're already on the runway, It has already started the aircraft for us. Here we also see a system. Not sure if it works. It doesn't look like it works currently. On the top we've got the autopilot items. So the VNAVs, the approach, the localizers, the flight level change, the speed, and several buttons to switch it on. Flight director can be found here, and there are some buttons which are probably not working, not having any functionality. Maximum speed and the heading can be defined here, as well as the vertical speed. That can be found here, right? Normally you find it on one row let's say in other airplanes. In this case you will see them like this. The computer, we looked at it. It will simply add the computer screen here, checklist. Add the checklist here. CDU shows the CDU, right? CDU emulation, and here we have the system information, like the amount of fuel, maintenance, wasn't work, doors, gear. Yeah, it looks like it's limited to only the few, which is fine. Then we've got the engines display, the ICAS display between the captain and the FO. Don't see a lot of changes there. Oh, it syncs it, so now the co-pilot can look at it, but yeah, there's no co-pilot in this kind of aircrafts. Terrain options can be changed here, right? You can press the button multiple times and it will change, as you can see. There's the Takeoff traffic display, the weather radar might be useful, so you can, for example, set the weather on this one and then use the terrain on this one. And then we've got the information about the airports. It shows you some information how to do a quick engine start. So I'm not sure this info is really used to, let's say, make it easy for you. So some tips and tricks, I would say. Range, it shows it like this, so it changes the view. And then we've got here the multiple plan options with I would say normal aircrafts, which we already have looked at earlier on. If we zoom out, here's the joystick to maneuver the airplane. Here's the gears, the flaps, the brakes. Also not I would say almost say not important, but they are important, right? On the left side or on the right side you can see the different light options and the engine piece, like the engine start, electronics. All it can be all found here. So you can see it's really detailed. Almost all buttons are working, which is really cool. So we're not going to push that button to jump out. So let's see if we can, I could say, go airborne. So we're gonna change the display again because we want to see the terrain. And then we're gonna increase the throttle. Let's look if it has, I would say, this is really cool. Afterburner. Let's go inside again. You can also do it from the outside. See, probably not a good idea. So let's hit restart. So don't try to. You can of course fly with the drone view, but let's give it another try to, let's say, really take off. It's probably not the best idea. So we get approval. So let's push forward. Now we're inside the aircraft. One Richter. Yeah. See, it is so fast that it, I would say, even blows the brakes away from the parking brake. And now we're airborne with our jet. So we're gonna acknowledge that.
Grand Canaria Tower, Echo Foxtrot 2000, frequency change.
So one of the things which it doesn't have yet is the buttons to, let's say, set the brightness as it looked like. That could be hard, but as the developer says, you can press the L from Lima to make it a little bit lighter. There are some buttons here which you would expect that they are able to, let's say, increase the lightning. Let's keep an eye on the altitude, because as you can see we're going really hard. So let's decrease the speed a bit. And let's try to figure out where we are. It's probably better to look at the compass. So now we're flying right. Whoop. Stall. Yeah, then we need to increase speed again. So you can see that within a few minutes we are at above 40,000 feet already. So it climbs like crazy and it also flies like crazy. So it probably requires some more practice to find out how it works and how you can fly with it. We're gonna descend a bit. Let's decrease throttling. In the meantime, let's have a look at how we can set up the autopilot. So the autopilot can be set up by using these buttons, right? So you can turn on the ICAS mode, the auto throttle mode. So let's have a look at some of the options, but we also need to keep an eye on the airspeed, of course. So let's set the altitude. Let's set it to, what shall we do? 40,000. And then switch on the flight director, switch on the auto throttle, switch on the autopilot. Have a look here to see what it does. Yeah, autopilot has kicked in, although it says here it's not kicked in. Looks like it works. Then we're gonna set the altitude to stabilize it, and then we're gonna look from the outside. So it's currently, I would say, going back to almost 30,000 feet. And now we're flying with this great jet. Yeah, it's, as you could see, it's really, I would say, requires some practice, because as soon as you go with the afterburner, it goes like crazy. So keep that in mind. So here ends this, I would say, short video about this Eurofighter, which again can now be downloaded for free until tomorrow, the 23rd of May 2021. So go to the link in the website, or go to the link in the description of this video, and download your free copy and give it a try yourself, and let me know what you think of it by posting in the comment box of this video. If you want to stay up to date about new videos I'm posting, then consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.